Hi, folks, and we're back to Mad Games Tycoon 2 with Applesauce, working on Sphinx Pharaoh. Build your kingdom of sphinxes. Our very first strategy game about treasure hunters and cities. Can't wait to see what that looks like in 2D block graphics on our brand new Rubik's engine. We are cash strapped, yes. We only have... Oh. Thought so. Show me everything. That is... yeah, very low sales already, so... Ooh, and sales for Sphinx Dynasties have cratered. That is not good. Just before Christmas. Okay, so leave that to the side. We made the horrible, catastrophic mistake of making an adventure game for arcade. Yeah. I would have thought that it would work like, what was that, Dragon's Lair or something? Like a pick your own slide adventure style game. That works in arcade, but apparently no. Adventure games do not work in arcade ever, according to Mad Games Tycoon 2. Oh well. We'll not repeat that mistake again. Apart from that, most recent games are doing well off the gate. Out of the gate, off the gate. Well, they came out of the starting gate. Yeah, out of the gate. Off the bat. That was, yes. Off the bat and out of the gate. If baseball were played with gates. Food for thought. Maybe you need to introduce gates to baseball, make it less boring. In any case, the return of the Dynasties sequel is doing very, very well. In fact, in 2 weeks, it's made back $250,000 already. So it's on track to be the best-selling game we have made by some margin. Hopefully. And Christmas will help. Christmas will help. So, do we need to hire anyone? Not quite yet. No new contracts. Okay, so you don't really have anything to do. Lucky you, standing around doing nothing. Yeah, Sphinx Pharaoh, do everything. No contract work there. We'll look at updates not too long. Busy, busy, busy. In fact, you're up on design already. Okay. Well, that's more people than we can have. Yeah, that is more people than we can have in development total. So there's no real point in hiring anyone new for the time being. I forgot to check. Yeah, there's still some way off to being perfect researchers, and we need really good researchers so we can start banging that console component research fast and hard as soon as we get there. Ooh, we need to research Easter eggs though. I think one of them went to the bathroom, so. Research Easter eggs. Now. Should be able to do that quickly, right? Fairly quickly. Okay, so no contracts. Let's get a few updates out. Sound and controls, sure. You're almost done? You're done. Go study. You stole my look, Gerhard Kagatai. Those are my colors. Well, maybe he looks up to us. And decided to dress like us. Not creepy at all. Okay, game design training is almost up there. And you had plenty of... the flushing sound always gets me right beside the arcade. Should put the toilets to a corner somewhere so we're not constantly getting the flushing sound. It gets into your subconscious, thinking that your business is going to go down the drain. Yeah, point made. And graphics and control. Come on, we need to finish that before Christmas. 2.5 weeks. I think we'll get there. How far have we been developing it so far? 3 weeks. We're at 60%, so I think we'll get there. And you? And Super Hyper Sphinx. Oh yeah, you're still selling very well. We are going to give you a boost on those. And now that you're doing that... there is no work. Not sure we really need a support office. So... yeah, let's keep you waiting just for contract work. Oh. You're quite terrible, but... would you be able to make a profit on contract games? I wonder. You are terrible. Yeah, they're pretty terrible overall, so... not likely. In fact, we could have you trained up. Instead of idling here. How many slots do we have on the training room open too? Yeah, let's have you two improve while you can. And you just wait, I guess. Would we be able to do an 18 or 17%? Maybe. $36, I'm pretty certain we would not be able to pull that off. Yeah, just wait. Hmm, 14 weeks and it's broken even already. That's gonna sell very well, I'm certain. And you are in queue. Are you waiting for marketing? Yes. Okay, complete that. For Christmas, yeah, let's release it for Christmas. And yeah, now that we're doing that, do that for Pharaoh as well, please. Yeah. Oh, 60 to 80. That is not that good. Of course, our spec for strategy games is all off kilter, so that's probably why. Yeah, continue development for an extra week. Just on account of improving it ever so slightly. And Return of the Dynasties, yeah. You could do with a demo. By the way, never, well, I'm not saying you could never use it, but do not use the fake reviews option. When it bites back, it really bites back, and it's really not worth it. It doesn't make a good impression if you get caught. No shit. Your fans may be disappointed if your game does not receive a very high rating. Yeah. When you're sure to make 90% plus reviewed games, this is like a weapon of mass destruction type thing. Completely blows competition out of the way with, I think it's 200 a hype or something. It blows the lid off of people's minds. They go cuckoo bananas. Okay, +5, +3%, and 2. Excellent. So, let's release it. We're getting good at making PC games. Didn't get to the hit status. That's fine. That is SimCity. Cool. The cartridge there. 1981, hardly likely, but yeah, that is a screenshot for SimCity. Sound distribution for arcade. It's a go. Oh, mama. That is going to sell well. Oh, have a new genre and... Okay, so let's pick 3. That's only 2. What the heck. Genre and gameplay features. Yeah, go for the feature first, so that we can make a game using it sooner rather than later. There's no contracts, so it's just game dev time. Game dev time. So. We have role-playing, action skill, role-playing strategy. If we make another one, it is not going to be the third because that's going to be off the list, right? Yeah. And that would be Sphinx the Dynasties. Yeah, so let's make a sequel to that role-playing game. Still going to be, yeah, 35 weeks. That's just about all the sale period for a game. Well, the main money-making period for the game. I don't think there's any new tech, right? No. 2D block was the last one. And we have high market dominance, so a lot of people will start using our engine, hopefully. Let's see. Sequel. We're going to make a sequel for the Dynasties. Yo, yeah. that was a 93%, so we know what we're doing. Third turn. Oh no, we have a new, oh yeah, that's... What? Oh yeah. Wow, I'm looking way too close, I see. So no, that's too recent. What have we not? An action game? That's 32 weeks out. Okay, Super Hyper Sphinx. Is that the only action game on the list? Yeah, yes it is. Yeah, that's the most recent role. Yeah, what am I thinking? That's the before the last game we made. So let's go for an action game. Keep on trend. Anything below 70 is really not going to make bank. So our previous action game, Super Hyper Sphinx. Super Hyper Sphinx Turbo. We're doing the Street Fighter naming convention. We're gonna have Turbo Alpha, and then at some point we'll just revert back to numbers. Once it hits the, I don't know, Ultima level of like Ultima 13. Yeah, Super Hyper Sphinx Turbo. Super duper radical. Turbocharged. That'll appeal to 12-year-olds, right? So let's change. Oh yeah, we don't want that. We want the main topic to be treasure hunters. We want to be on topic. However, for action, I think make a new combination. Yeah. And just on account of, do we have a perfect template? No. Really? Wow. Haven't made enough to have a perfect template yet? No. Let's copy the settings. We'll still have to read the letters to improve that. Yeah, until we have a perfect action spec, we're not going to go for subgenres. That is a bit too risky. So, action game. We're enthusiastic about the controls, sure. More beginner friendly, better level design. Okay. More beginner friendly, better level design. I get 2x2 because otherwise I forget. Better mission, too innocuous and too easy. Better mission, too innocuous and too easy. So I now have to get rid of 3 points. I'm guessing game depth is not important. Innovation may not be important. We'll see. Do we have any licenses for... No, not for action games. Any available? Blood Beach. Oh, it's 5 games. That's expensive, but that's just over 50,000 per game. I think that's well worth it. We should make the money back just on account of it having a license, right? There we go. So, we're going to sell a lot on PC. Apple. The 2600. And what is up and coming? How are you on top for market share? What? Oh, because you're handheld. I understand. Yeah, that had not clicked. I thought it was just a console. It's a handheld. Of course. But only 400,000 copies possible. That is really not worth it. So 3.6 million is the best next... Yeah, that's not great, but we'll go for the Astrocade. Easier to develop for. Or something up and coming. The Atari. It's not selling super well, but... Ah, what the heck. Okay, that is set. We have a new feature, Easter eggs. Let's go. Make me. Build me an army worthy of me. If you don't recognize Sauron, woe unto you. Super Hyper Sphinx Turbo. Will definitely be a success, right? With a name like that, what could possibly go wrong? You can see the flames painted onto the side of the game box. Make it go faster. You can feel it. So you are maxed out, but nobody else is, so let's keep going. And the research is done. Oh no, you need to research the genre of simulation. You're going to watch When Harry Met Sally, and you're going to look very closely at what Meg Ryan is doing in the restaurant scene. And then translate that into the video game world. Was it at I think it was post 81, but anyway. The Dynasties is out of market. Well, we have the sequel out, so that is fine, right? Okay, yeah. 3 Dev Studio. Graphics is having a bit of a tough time keeping up, but they need training. So that's also a factor to take into account. And we're making money. Lots and lots of money. Oh, baby. 25 hype. That is going to help. Finish your training. Go back to Dagobah. You must finish your training. You are not ready to fight Darth Vader yet. Come on. Make a good game. Made a profit, but we're investing so much in new games. It is not most impressive just yet. We also bought licenses, yeah. What is that? Not sure. 750,000 miscellaneous. Is that the training? Maybe. Or just HR hiring people? That's a lot of money wasted, if that's the case. Okay, we have contracts waiting, so they're up and running again. In fact, let's check. Can we see last year? Yeah. I mean, 1.7 million just on that. That allows it. Yeah, that's actually what accounted for our profit margin. So I'm happy with that. Contract work keeping our heads afloat while we are super invested in upskilling and expanding into new spaces and whatnot. Oh boy, a lot of new research. How many people? What? Repeatable quests. Yeah, we want that. You do your magic. A demo and then pre-release. Once you're done with that, I want you to make a few updates. Yeah, let's go for sports games. Wow. We will have a lot of variety. None of them are on trend. Oh, and that's diluted. Oh, that dilutes the market spread. I see. Well. Continue development for a week. In fact, no, you don't need to do that. 70 to 90, that's fine. Let's put it on a shelf. And let's have you update these. In fact, yeah, we're behind schedule on the updates. You smash out a few reports. Plus 3%, excellent. So, let's get it out while we're still on the Christmas bump. And it's a hit. 90% score. Super Hypersphinx Turbo. If you thought some drugs were gateway drugs, you've never played Super Hypersphinx Turbo. I think Turbo from the Fallout franchise is supposed to be a stand-in for, I think, methamphetamines that, like the pervit, whatever, well, became not necessarily popular, but came into mass production and use during World War II for Operation Barbarossa. I'm not sure if for previous invasions, but certainly for Barbarossa, I think that was a thing. Keep soldiers alert and battle ready for longer. Pervitin? That is like a strange medical name. I forget. But yeah, this is what that is, but for kids. Plus, whomever purchases our games will become a Satanist. That's 1982. What was there's a stupid public relations campaign. Some sort of religious nut in the United States at some point. Maybe it was later than that, but anyway. Keep going on the updates. We need artificers. Oh, you don't have one, so go for that. And so you have an update out. Return of the dynasties, you have 3 on 14 weeks. That's alright. Let's bump that up a bit. You're still selling very well. You haven't made our money back yet in 22 weeks, though. Yeah, see, if you go for gameplay, you get plus 45 points. If you go for... that's about half. But given that's the lowest score, I don't know if what's better. If it's just a... better just increase the overall score. Maybe it's to do with... never thought about it. Maybe it's to do with what the game score was lacking in? Can we see that here? No. So for instance, if we want to check the report for... how do we... that? For, say, Return of the Dynasties... and it says, yeah, maybe we should bump gameplay. Maybe we should pay attention to that for the updates. One thing's for sure, if you bump all components, the update will improve the game score anyway, so... I don't know if that's actually how it works, if it actually updates the score in terms of popularity, and but... I like to think it is. So, we'll also need one for the arcade here. Yeah. So if you do this, you hit all components. And Super Hyper Sphinx still needs an update, so let's give it one. One last hurrah. There we go. Is there any contract work? A workshop and development. Okay. Well, you're working. Yeah, continue automation. You... oh, no, you... starting the week, so you're making cabinets... oh yeah, there's a lot of those though. Cancel that and do the contract. Yeah. Just realized that there was automation for that. There's no ongoing game, so we can't select it yet. Okay. So there's no contract for sound or graphics, right? Hello? No, okay. So we're going to do an arcade port. Yeah, it's about time. So it's going to be Artificer Beyond Arcade now that we've done that. Pharaoh is a strategy game, so that's no good, huh? Super Hyper Sphinx already has an arcade port. So we're going for Super Hyper Sphinx Turbo. Yeah. Turbocharge adrenaline right into your brain. So bring lots of coins. Because it's an arcade game. You'll be poor afterwards, but who cares? Let's get the arcade system. 800 out. All languages, please. Ah, well, good. We actually hit a lot of these then. Level design and game depth still not quite on point. And people still want it to be harder. Okay, well, it's an action game. Took me a long time till I could finish Contra with without a single life continue lost. $124 for QA improvements. Alone, that seems like a lot. Do you need any special marketing anywhere? Maybe for Hypersphinx. Yeah, it could do a bit of a bump. So let's publish a demo. Those things worked. That's what got me to get Duke Nukem. I got the demo. And you could play, I think, the first level. Or two. Maybe you could go to the second. I don't remember it anyway. But there came a point, well, you couldn't continue. You had to purchase the game. If you only had the shareware, they got you. They got you by the short and curlies, and then you were hooked. There are toilets. There is a free toilet. Any research? No. So, go back to training. We want you to be the best researchers that ever researched into researching research. Search. Any more? Artificer Beyond, sure. Character customization. Oh my god, we just moved them off. Ugh. Who's the best trained here that we can take off for a bit and still catch up? Okay, you come back. Research character customization, please. Come on. So much activity going now. Except over here. Like, these are like the Last of Us zombies. Those clickers waiting to hear something and pounce. Are you good? No, you're still not good. You have a lot of training to do still. Okay. Just game design wise, you're in that case, instead of wasting your skills, let's have the contract people that are terrible at everything train for a bit until we change from game design to some other training. Okay, the game is almost up, so let's go for the special marketing. Ooh, it does not need... Wow. It does not need hyping. It just needs a pre-release. Okay. You're maxed out on design as well. Oh, actually, you are maxed out on everything, pretty much. Okay. You're good to go to the dev team again. That'll speed things up. Oh my god, 14,000 copies in a week. Oh yeah. And it's no longer Christmas, even better. That is even better. What are we doing here? Go for automatic production. No wonder they were standing around. There's something... Oh yeah, the marketing's still ongoing, so... Put it aside. Get some updates out. No reports to make, so just support. Extra 3%, oh yeah. So, let's get it out to market. A lot of new game features people will be excited to see, and it will be a hit. Not superb hit, but yeah, we'll have to improve on some of those skills. If nothing else, just making arcade games. We were 3 stars on the chipset, I think. Oh yeah, we were behind on the orders there. It's broke even, more than broken even. Okay, excellent. So Pharaoh is... Oh my god, it is not selling well. I think gameplay was a weak point, so let's bump that. Why is it selling so poorly? Main strategy at 67% still, so that should be kind of alright. It wasn't great. But still, 76, not a hit, but 76 is not terrible. Any research? No. So go back to training. And yeah, you're still up there, so that's fine. You can continue your efforts. And all of a sudden, we're up to 5 million. We're making a lot of money all of a sudden. All these games out all at once. Need to keep the ball rolling. Need to keep the ball rolling. As soon as we hit that 10 million mark, I'm going to start research on console. We should have 4 completely perfect researchers by then. We can start training up our hardware people. So when we got the components, we can start building a perfect console that will destroy everyone in its path. It'll be like the Indiana Jones Ark of the Covenant scene, only it's gamers melting away. Actual brains melting. Right, that's still a bit away because you're only at, yeah, maybe 2 training cycles, 3 training cycles away from perfect research status. And by then, we also need to buy space, so I'll need 3 million for that. Otherwise, we don't have the room to have a 4-person research. Because that's the same size, right? Yeah, that's the same size as that. Maybe we can steal some squares from the... Yeah, because that's 5 spaces. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We should steal some office space here so we can get a 4th researcher in. We don't need the space for, yeah, for the game testing. So let's, no, get that snapping off. Is that enough? We'll see. So, if we remove see if 2 is enough. That is 3 workspaces. If we add... Yes, that's enough for 4. Excellent! That's a bit of an awkward position. I don't likey. Me no likey. Me no likey your positioning. You're like the boss dev. Anyone that wants to get out of the room has to go by you. And not to the bayou. That's a whole different thing. That's when you want to have sex with your children, with your cousins, and have moron children. Place you over there. That should leave enough room for another desk, right? Oh yeah. Let's make it all strange like that. Excellent. Nothing aligned. So we can have 4 researchers now. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Those 4 will pop back in. These hardware will go there. Train 4x4 and keep the ball rolling. Keep the ball rolling. So, Pharaoh. What else needs an update? Turn of the Dynasties. Well, we're starting to have to scroll down quite a bit to get to the games. Yeah, that needs an update. Outer Fist Beyond. That's losing steam real fast. Maybe a small update for that. It's had 5 already. The smallest of the small. And I think that's the last update. Please break even. I'm surprised it hasn't. Well, you certainly have Super Hyper Sphinx, but it's slowing down. I don't think we need another update for that. It's been 43 weeks, almost a full year cycle. You've been a good boy. All right, so. Finally broke even. Very long tail. Even if it's an adventure game, it's still making a profit. Long, long tail, but yeah, nothing compared to actual good arcade games out. Alright, so we have a new arcade game out here with Super Hyper Sphinx Turbo Arcade. It'll melt your coins before you can put it in the slot. With Super Hyper what word salads? Super Hyper Sphinx Turbo. At some point, I will not be able to... The text will be so tiny with such long word salad titles. You could not read it from there, I don't think. We'll stop before we get to that point. Super Hyper Sphinx Turbo. Doing very well. Sphinx Pharaoh. Doing alright. Really hope we're not taking a loss on that. And older games, yeah, they've been out for a while now, so they're all in the black already, making good money. And getting us closer and closer to that, oh, so tasty objective, of making our own consoles. But we need the best video games, we need them now. So we need training to be finished, we need the best professionals money can buy on the job. And these fine folk are not quite it, because, let's see, you You actually have some game design to... Go train. You have some programming to improve on. Have some music and sound, and we are perfect because training can only go up to 90. Yeah, so from there you need to just earn it on the job. You could go for some music training at some point, but all right. That's the dream team we can muster currently. We should probably have these guys train because we have quite a few very good ones. But some of them, yeah, these are not such great graphics designers. I'm not sure if that actually takes into account for the bonus. But if nothing else, they'll be faster if they're better at their jobs. And we have some pretty mediocre sound designers, yeah, as well. So we'll have to train those up as well. All of that, though, will be next time. Until then.